Hello students, welcome to tutoringcluster.com. So this is a video from unit number 2, that is Introduction to Thermal Engineering. So you can divide your unit 2 basically in three parts. So the first part, laws of thermodynamics, which we have already covered. Then second part, which I am going to start today, so that will be related to heat transfer, right? So there are three modes of heat transfer and the laws which are related to it. Okay, and the third part of the unit number 2, it will be the applications of thermal engineering like IC engine, boilers, etc. Okay, so if you are new to my YouTube channel, please do subscribe, and also you can join us on Telegram, as well as you can find us on Facebook. So let us start the today's lecture. So in this video, we are going to learn about what do you mean by heat transfer and what are different modes of heat transfer, and we will discuss about heat conduction. So basically how heat is transferred. So heat can travel from one place to another in several ways. Okay. So basically we know that if there is a temperature difference between the 2 points, okay, so heat can flow from higher temperature to lower temperature easily, right? So the different modes of heat transfer, it includes conduction, convection, and radiation. So these are the three modes of heat transfer we are going to study, and the laws which are related to these modes of heat transfer. So that will be your syllabus part from the heat transfer. Okay. Now, if the temperature difference exists between the two systems, heat will find a way to transfer from higher to the lower system, right? So this we have already seen. If there is temperature difference, so heat can flow from higher temperature to lower temperature. So this is the example which shows all the three modes of heat transfer. So let's say you are having a pan or a pot inside, let's say there is water, and let's say you are heating it. So this is the handle which will also get heated, right? So that will be conduction. Then the water inside the pan, it will get heated up due to convection, and outside this pan there will be increase in temperature, that will be due to radiation. So these are the different modes of heat transfer we are going to study. Okay, so what is heat conduction basically? So conduction, it is the transfer of heat from one part of the substance to the another part of substance. So let's say this is the one substance, and let's say you are heating this one. So heat can flow from one part. So this part is going to get heated up first, right? So this is one part of system. So heat can flow from one part of a substance to the another part of same substance. Okay, this is same substance. Or let's say there are two bodies which are in contact. So this is a body 1, and let's say this is a body 2. These are in physical contact with each other. Okay, and let's say this end, it is at higher temperature. Let's say the temperature at this end is higher. Then heat is going to flow like this. Okay, that means there are two substances which are in physical contact with each other. So transfer of heat is possible, and the mode will be conduction. Okay, so basically conduction is what? Transfer of heat from one part of substance to the another part of same substance, or from one substance to the another which are in physical contact. This is what? This is in physical contact with each other. Okay, so this is how conduction takes place. So basically, the process in which heat flows from object with a higher temperature to the object with lower temperature, right? So this part we have seen. Now, an area of higher kinetic energy transfers the thermal energy towards the lower kinetic energy area, right? High speed particle, it clashes with particles moving at a slow speed. As a result, slow speed particle increases their kinetic energy. So basically, let's say if you are considering substance as, let's say, made up of molecules, right? All the substance, these are made up of molecules. So basically kinetic energy, it is a function of what? Temperature. So let's say this end, it is at higher temperature. Let's say this end, it is at higher temperature. So kinetic energy of these molecules, it will be higher, right? Because they are nearer to higher temperature. So kinetic energy will be more. And this end, it will be of course, temperature is low, so these molecules will be having a slow kinetic energy. So how heat is going to flow? So basically, these molecules are going to vibrate and they are going to collide on the adjacent molecules. And this is how the heat is going to flow. Okay, that is what written here. Okay, so basically due to conduction of heat, whichever molecules with slower kinetic energy, their kinetic energy is going to increase. Okay, so by molecules, the heat conduction takes place. So this is a typical form of heat transfer that takes place through physical contact, right? And the conduction is also known as thermal conduction or heat conduction. Okay, now heat conduction, it can takes place in solid. I hope this part is clear. Now, when we talk about heat conduction, it can take place in solid as well as in liquid as well as in gases. Please remember. So, how heat conduction takes place in solid? So, heat conduction takes place due to lattice vibration or transport of free electrons. Transport of free electrons. Please remember all the reasons how heat conduction takes place. In case of liquid, there are basically two mechanisms. One is collision of molecules, okay, and second is diffusion. So these are the two mechanisms by which conduction takes place in liquid. In case of gases, basically kinetic energy of molecule, it is what? It is a function of temperature. Okay, so basically when we are considering a gases, the molecules are in continuous random motion and which exchange the energy and momentum. Okay, so basically when a molecule from higher temperature region, when it collides with a molecule from a lower temperature region, it loses energy by collision. Okay, so basically you are having high kinetic energy molecule, it collides with what? Low kinetic energy molecules. So collision, it is a mechanism by which conduction takes place in gases. So this is a very important, how conduction takes place in solid, liquid and gases. Okay, so when we are considering the molecules, okay, so from the first molecule it will go to second, from second to third, third to fourth and so on. Okay, so basically higher kinetic energy molecule, they are going to collide on lower kinetic energy molecule and that is how heat is going to flow. So what are different practical examples of heat conduction? So ironing of cloth. Okay, so how heat is flowing? Heat is conducted from your iron to the cloth. Okay, so basically iron and cloth, they are in physical contact, right? Second, heat is transferred from hands. Let's say you are having a ice cube in your hand. So basically heat is going to flow from your hand to the ice cube and ice cube is going to melt, right? So melting of ice cube when held in hand, it is also in physical contact, right? And third one, the heat conduction through the sand. This is a very good example, right? So this can be experienced in summer and sand is very good conductor of it. Remember this thing. Okay, so these are the various examples of heat conduction. Now a very important role related to heat conduction, that is Fourier's law of heat conduction. So let us see what it says. So let's say you are having a wall, you are having one wall. Okay, let's say this wall, it is at a temperature T1. Okay, one side, the length, let's say it is dx. Okay, or you can say it's a thickness of body. Okay, and let's say the temperature at this end, let's say it is T2. So this is how heat is going to flow. This is the direction of Q from higher temperature to the lower temperature. So basically T1 is greater than T2. Okay. Now Fourier law says that the heat flow through a body per unit time, or let's say heat flow through a body is directly proportional to the surface area of heat flow, then it is directly proportional to the temperature difference, and it is inversely proportional to thickness of the body. Okay, so what it says, the heat flow through a body per unit time. So per unit time means it will be in watt. So this is directly proportional to surface area of heat flow, then temperature difference of the faces of the block, and it is inversely proportional to the thickness of body in the direction of flow. So what we can write, so Q, it is directly proportional to basically A delta T upon delta X. So if I want to remove this direction of proportionality, Q will be equal to minus Ka delta T upon delta X. Okay, why minus sign here? Because it is going in negative direction, right? Heat is flowing from higher to lower temperature. It shows the direction basically. Okay, that's why there is a negative sign. Where, what is this K? Where this K is called as a thermal conductivity of material. Okay, let us see the unit part first. So basically heat flow through a body per unit time. So this will be in watts. Okay. Then this is what surface area, which is perpendicular, means this surface area. Okay. So the unit will be meter square. Then this is what a temperature difference. What will be unit? It will be either degree Celsius or Kelvin. Then this is the thickness delta X. It will be in meter. Okay. So unit of K, it will be watt per meter Kelvin. It will be watt per meter Kelvin. Okay, is it clear? Thermal conductivity of material. So let's say if someone asks you what will be the rate of heat transfer per unit surface, rate of heat transfer per unit surface area. Basically, it is called as heat flux, which is denoted by Q and which is nothing but Q by A. Rate of heat transfer per unit area. Okay, so you must know the thermal conductivity of some important material. For example, thermal conductivity. Diamond it is the highest, which is nothing but 2300 watt per meter Kelvin. So basically thermal conductivity, what it shows, if thermal conductivity is more, that means heat can easily flow through it. Okay, if thermal conductivity is less, for example, let's say the thermal conductivity of asbestos. Now we know asbestos, it is what? A bad conductor. So K of asbestos is just 0.2 watt per meter Kelvin. So remember, if thermal conductivity value is more, heat can easily flow through it. If thermal conductivity is less, then there is difficulty in heat flow. So basically, thermal conductivity with higher values will be good conductor of heat. Thermal conductivity with lower value will be bad conductor of heat. Also, we will take one more example. Let's say copper. What is the thermal conductivity of copper? It is 385 watt per meter Kelvin. Okay. Then thermal conductivity of glass, let's say it is less, 1.2 watt per meter Kelvin. Thermal conductivity of, let's say, air. Okay, so you can remember one or two values. Okay, so basically it tells you how easily the heat can flow. Okay, so this is a statement of Fourier law of heat conduction. Okay, so basically I am writing now a statement. What it says, see, if you remember this one, you can easily write this statement. Okay, what is this statement? The heat flow through a body. So basically Q is what? Q is heat flow through a body per unit time. Per unit time, it is what? Directly proportional to the surface area. Okay, this area कैसे है? It is perpendicular to the direction of flow. That you have to remember. It is what? Perpendicular to the direction of flow. Then it is also directly proportional to the temperature difference, and it is inversely proportional to the thickness of body. Okay, so you can write this. So to remove the direction of proportionality, constant is K. K is called as thermal conductivity of material. Okay, so I hope the heat conduction is clear to you. So basically heat conduction can take place through solid, liquid, as well as through gases. How it conduction takes place? Basically it is a transfer of heat from one part of substance to another part, or it can be transfer of heat from one substance to another substance which are in physical contact with each other. And how it takes? See, in case of conduction, there is no displacement of molecules. Okay, I have told you, see, we have not displaced the molecule. How heat is flowing from first molecule to second, from second to third, third to fourth. Okay, like this. There is no actual displacement of molecules, right? So this part you have to remember. And remember, what is Fourier law of heat conduction? What are the terminologies? What is Q, A, delta T, delta X? Its unit are important, and the unit of thermal conductivity, right? And you can remember one or two values. Okay, so this is all about heat conduction. Hope you have understood it. I have also given you some practical examples that how heat conduction takes place. So please do like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you have not seen the MCQ multiple choice questions which are on unit number 1 and as well as on unit number 2, you can find the link of those videos in the description box. As well as I have explained the numericals which are based on unit number 1 and 2. Please go and watch. Thank you.